Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're doing something more fun than the past videos where we've been doing some like routine testing and whatnot. We're actually making some good looking steaks here. We got some awesome New York strips. They're probably about 1.5 inches, close to 2 inches thick. And we're gonna do some nice reverse sear action. So I already got these prepped. Already got some excess fat trimmed off them, got them shaped up. And then we got got a nice seasoning on here too. I'm just using a nice salt and pepper rub with a little garlic, a little onion powder, and a little ancho chili and cumin. It's kind of my go-to rub for a lot of things. I always come back to it for steak because it's just hard to beat a nice salt and pepper rub for a pretty nice marbled steak. So these are gonna be good. Let's go ahead and get to work. I got this set up at 200 degrees, so we're gonna put them on there and let these rise till about 100, 110 internal temperature, then sear them off. See if we can get the sucker up to 600 and see how it performs as a really hot sear. We haven't really tested that yet, so I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so I had this set up at 200, smoking away. We're gonna put these on the top shelf, kind of right over the center. Eliminate some of the variables we've seen from the left to right. One probe set up that is connected to the Weber Connect just so I can play with that. And one, we're just going to use the trusty old ThermoWorks probe. Got those all hooked up. Now I'll just let them ride till they hit over 100 degrees. Okay, so we're 105, 107 in that range. Flipped them halfway through. I did have like a little mishap halfway through with the smoker again, so I'll talk more about that in a second. Close it up and crank it up to 600 and see what happens. All right, so in order to get to the point where we're searing this off, while we wait for this to heat up, just want to talk about what happened during the low and slow part. About halfway through, the pellets didn't get into the auger. There's some sort of void above the auger in the actual pellet box, and the temperature dropped. If I hadn't been there, it would have been another failed effort. So not real happy about that. I was just watching the temperature closely because we've had these issues. I just want to make sure things are going right, and just watching the temperature, trying to get to 200, but it's like at 180. And so come out and can't hear any pellets or anything, so I just kind of touch the box and it just kind of caves in like there's a big void there. So I've heard other people having that problem, and that sucks. Because this is supposed to be a convenient grill and it's not really panning out that way so much. But anyway, the results will probably be good here. It just took more babysitting and more effort than it should. But let me show you how I finish these steaks off. High sear, a little compound butter with some parsley. It's gonna look good. You're gonna want this. All right, we're up to temp. Just gonna throw these on for 2 minutes per side. All right, let's have a look. Well, I can't complain about the searing quality because that looks actually pretty amazing. Those are looking pretty amazing, actually. Oh yeah. I might have overdone them a little bit. Okay, this is the magical time here. We got some parsley and butter. You just take that and just rub it all over the steak. It's a little cool out here, so things are cooling off a little faster than they would, but the light is so much better outdoors. I love finishing off these videos outdoors because it just seems a little more out of place when we finish these off inside in a kitchen that's kind of dark. So it wasn't cooling off so fast, this butter would just melt a lot more quickly. But you get the idea. Butter these guys up. Let that just kind of sit on top. And it's salted butter, so all it is salted butter and parsley. You just got to soften the butter and then mix it together. So I might have overdone it just a touch. But they're pretty perfect in the center. So overall, nice results. These are kind of fresh out of the cooker, so they'll kind of darken up a little bit, but want to eat them while they're nice and hot. Okay, so that could have gone a little smoother, but the end results were really good. Probably the thing I'm most impressed about the SmokeFire so far was that searing ability. It's like a complete sear. It's not, you know, like sometimes you put it on a grill and you just get like the sear marks from the grill itself, but this is actually really high heat across the whole surface of the meat. So that's actually what I'm most impressed about so far, and contrary to the smoking. So that's interesting to me. But yeah, they still need to do some work on this whole package of the smoker itself. But the end result's really good. But I'm kind of rethinking whether I'm going to do a brisket or not on this, just based on, do I want to babysit it for that long a time? Do I want to babysit it for 12 plus hours? So I'll think about that. Hopefully I'll do that soon. But for now, wanted to give you a solid recipe for a reverse seared, which I think I did. And let me know if you try it. Let me know if you have other results on this smoker too that you want to share as well. We'll keep sharing everything. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.